Go on, mate. You're definitely getting checked out.
I am. I am.
Come on, now's your chance.
I guess it's now or never.
Exactly. What could go wrong? Here, have a Pepsi Max.
Right. Let's do this.
Nothing wrong with being gay for pay. Joining us now are three people with strong opinions about what these men that are gay for pay do for a living. This is Matt Sanchez. Matt's a former military corporal. We've got Sean Kennedy, who's the editor of the gay magazine, The Advocate, and Annie, a former sex industry worker. So let's start with you, Matt. I just heard two things in one sentence, which was gay for pay and also military.
Yeah.
So you started off in the gay porn industry first?
No, yeah, off of the porn industry 20 years ago, and later on it came back. After 9/11, I joined the military, and I later on got an award, an Academic Freedom Award, and then it came out, these films that I had done, because I've worked in conservative media, and I appear on television in different countries, including here in New York. So that came back, and listening to these guys talk, the only thing I thought, and that was coming through my mind, was this stuff is going to come back to get you. You know, it was 20 years later. I don't look, you know, I'm older, I'm more decrepit today, but, you know, but it still came back, and it really made a huge scandal about it. And I found out that back then I really didn't care what anyone thought.
Yeah.
20 years later,
you do care.
I really did
you
care. And the most important thing is I cared about what my family thought. And I also found out that 20 years ago I really didn't care for my family, and I thought that this was a great way of sticking it to them.
Oh, wow. Are you gay or straight?
No, I'm straight.
So it was really a gay for pay thing for you.
It really was, and it wasn't a big deal. It's, you know, I want to emphasize that there's nothing intimate about porn. There really isn't. You create this bubble around you, and you basically detach yourself from your body.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous to think that anyone would do porn for pleasure. There's nothing pleasurable about it. You've got lights, you've got all these things going on. It's uncomfortable. It's like naked Twister. It's not fun.
Annie, what do you have to say about it? I know that you were in the sex industry for a while.
Yeah, I was in the sex industry for 11 years in Las Vegas, and I started doing it for the money. And I had an empty hole inside my heart anyway. And sex and money seemed to fulfill that void.
What do you think the difference is? Because you were a female, these guys are males doing it. Do you think there's the same negative impact that could happen?
It definitely is. Some people would think that men wouldn't be as affected by porn or sex for money, but they are. And every time that you have sex with a stranger, whether it be 100 or 1,000, a piece of you gets taken each time, and the shame builds. And as you wake up every day, you start doing drugs, and you just regret what you've done, and you want to change your life, and by then it's sometimes too late. So it's not a good option.
Tyra, I'm not ashamed of anything I do. I think people have a problem with gay for pay because they have a problem with homosexuals. And it's sad that we waste, I mean, I will sit here and debate all day and feel free to debate anything, but I think it's sad that we waste so much time disagreeing with what somebody else does when it doesn't really matter. I don't affect your life. Nothing I do affects your life. You're not my family. You're not my wife. You're not my children. Nothing I do affects you.
Sean, what do you think about this gay for pay?
Well, that's what I was going to say. People are talking about, well, it doesn't really hurt anybody, but in the gay and lesbian community, of which I'm a part, I mean, there's definitely lots of issues around this. You know, I mean, gay for pay is not something that is a celebrated term in the gay community. You know, I mean, it basically means guys who are pretending consciously or unconsciously, you know, to be gay in order to take advantage financially of gay guys, whether they're at a gay bar or they're, you know, the buyers of gay, you know, adult entertainment videos. And so that's not really cool in the gay community.
What do you think about the gay bartenders?
The gay bartenders.
I mean, the gay for pay bartenders.
The gay for pay bartenders, I think it's a part of the same problem. You know, I mean, for the most part, I mean, I was glad to hear that some of you guys are upfront about you know, your sexual orientation, but that's not the case in many of the bars that I've gone to, or many of the bars that my friends have gone to, where certainly it's this star notion that people were talking about where, you know, it's like the really hot guy who's flirtatious, you know, is trying to get all these tips, you know, wants to work really
Yeah, but there's
late
a
into
difference because we're serving people beers, not having sex with our customers. You know what I mean?
Sean, would you prefer that they be at a straight bar?
I would prefer that they'd be at a straight bar. I mean, this is another reason why I don't think this whole gay for pay phenomenon sits so well in the gay community, is that there's very few gay bars where gays can go just to be among themselves. There's so many other straight bars in the world.
I wonder if it's like Cleopatra, you know, is a black woman from Egypt, but Elizabeth Taylor played her back in the day. It's like, can't y'all get y'all own movie parts? Black people are struggling out here.
Exactly.
I wonder if that has something like that. We'll be right back. Kurt, I've been told that you wanted to say something. What did you want to say?
I just wanted to comment on his, you know, he makes a great point that, you know, most everybody that gets into this industry and business are in it for the money, at least at first. But I would like to say one thing in our defense is like, well, you know, we don't just do it for the money. We do it to entertain gay men. We give them a chance to stay home and stay out of the clubs and out of the bars and out of drugs and alcohol and unsafe sex places. We can actually keep them safer by just watching us and being entertained sexually through us.
So you're an advocate now for the gay community? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, no, it's not really funny because you do really become an advocate. And now it made me sit back and look at just how segregated he said he wanted to go to a gay club where he could be among just gay people. Now, there's a problem to me there because there's a whole world out there of people that you can learn and grow from. And if you
Well, the reason why the gay people are together, though, it's a community because, you know, whenever there's a section of people that get together, just one second, Aaron, but the reason why people do that is because there's so much negativity, so they come to a safe place where there is no judgment and no negativity.
And one of the worst elements of the Tyra, if I could just add, is, and you guys all seem like fine guys, you know, I mean, you're trying to make money like we all are, but one of the things that bothers a lot of people in my community is that you guys get to be gay for like a set period of time, and then you walk out back into the world and you're straight, and you don't have to deal with any of the discrimination or problems. That's the problem.
Have you guys ever been like homophobic ever, or said negative things about gay people?
I have. I'm the first one to sit here and say that.
Yeah. What about you, Corey?
I was actually very ignorant at the fact of gay people and what it meant. When I was growing up, this is what I thought. When I was growing up as a kid, I thought you were gay because you couldn't get a girl. Or
because you couldn't get a girl.
You couldn't get a girl, or you know, you were too small. I wasn't. You know what I mean?
One thing I do love about all of these gay for pay guys is that you guys are for the gay rights. I find that actually kind of interesting and positive in a way. What do you feel about that, Sean? Do you feel like it's a cop? Are they just kind of saying that to just be PC? Do you think it's real?
I think it's definitely true. I mean, you know, I love my straight brothers and sisters just as much as they love their gay brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I have gay brothers.
Well, and I think that's great. I mean, the one thing that I would, you know, just make a point of saying, though, is that porn itself, like I think you were saying earlier, that, you know, it keeps people away from drugs and yada, yada, yada. Actually, if you look at the studies, and I do this in my work at The Advocate, I mean, porn is associated with, you know, crystal meth, with cocaine abuse. It's, you know, people put it on when they have, like, big orgies and people aren't being protected. So, you know, porn is not some, you know, it's not this, like, wonderful thing. It's actually attached to all these really negative problems that people
we'll be right back.
face. Yeah.
Now, we want to know what you would do if your boyfriend or your girlfriend was working in a gay bar or making gay porn. Go to TyraShow.com and tell us how you'd react if your significant other was gay for pay. We'll see you later.